Okay, in today's practice number 2, so elimination method practice number 2, we're going to go over the word problems and we're also going to go over special cases. So this is through elimination. It says on Monday, Joe bought 10 cups of coffee. So we're going to have a Monday equation and we're going to have a Tuesday equation. So Monday it says 10 cups and then 5 donuts. And then it cost Joe $16.50. And then Tuesday, he bought 5 cups of coffee and then 10 donuts. And that total was only $14.25. So make sure when you are doing this that you write the decimal point, because if you don't, there will be an error in your numbers. Now, if you notice, it says let X be the coffee cost and then Y be the donuts cost. So it says let's write an equation. So we know that X is the coffee, so that's 10X, plus the Y is the cost of donuts, equals the $16.50. So we have an equal sign and we have the X's and Y's on the left. We want that because we want it to be in standard form. And then if we type in 5X plus 10Y equals $14.25, that will get us our second equation. Now, standard form is the ideal form for elimination because the X's are lined up and the Y's are lined up. So on slide number 5, if you notice, I already have the answers because I've already done this in another class. So let's do the work because that is what we actually grade you on. So we have the 10X plus 5Y, and then that equals the $16.50. And then our second equation, our Tuesday equation, would be 5X plus 10Y equals $14.25. Now we want to create opposites. So if you use the flow map, we make the 5 opposite, and then we keep the 10 the same. Now I really like to use the calculator. I kind of like to do them all at once, so I don't have to switch back and forth. But that's fine. It depends on what you want. All right, so I have my numbers. -5 times 10 is -50, and then drop down the X. -5 times a positive 5Y gets me a -25Y. And then the decimal, -5 times 16.5 gets me that -82.50. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing to the second equation. 10 times 5. Make sure you enter it right. 10 times 10. And then 10 times 14.25. And then you have your numbers there. So then this gets you 50X. 10 times 10Y gets you a positive 100Y. And then 10 times 14.25 gets you 142.5. Now the whole point of this was to add these two together. And when you add these two equations together, the X's are going to eliminate. So then we got 75Y. And then -82.50 plus 142.50 gets you equals to 60. And then we get to divide by 75. And that is where Y equals 0.80. So once you do that, you want to substitute it back into whatever equation you choose. So I'll do the 10x plus 5 parentheses 0.80 equals 16.50. 5 times 0.80 is 4. And now it's a two-step. So now we have 10x equals 1250. Divide by 10. We're going to have x equals $1.25. So a cup of coffee equals $1.25. And a donut equals 80 cents. Now for the next word problem, we're going to do the exact same thing. So we have Castell and Gabriella are selling pies for a school fundraiser. So Castell sold 6 apple pies and then 4 lemon meringue pies. And the total was $80. Gabriella was able to sell 6 apple pies and 5 lemon meringue pies. But her total was $94. So once again, X is the cost of apple pies and Y is for the lemon meringue. So we're just going to put the coefficients in front of the X and the Y. And then we already have our total. So then we have 6 apple pie plus 5 lemon meringue. And then that total equals $94. So we know we did that one correct. So here, you're writing your 2 equations again. And then we have 6x plus 5y equals 94. So I'm going to multiply the first equation by -6. I'm going to multiply the second equation by 6. I'm going to do that on the calculator because these numbers are going to be rather big. So -6 times 6. All right, so -6 times 6 gets you -36x, and then minus 24y, and -6 times 80 is -480. 6 times 6x is 36x plus 30y, and then 6 times 94 is going to be a big number, and that's okay. So the x's go away. We're left with 6y. And then make sure you use the calculator, especially for these bigger numbers. -480 plus 564 gets you 84. Divide by 6. So 84 divided by 6 gets you 14. So meringue, lemon meringue will be $14. Plug that back in. All right, 4 times 14 gets you 56. So 6x plus 56 equals 80. Subtract the 56. So then 80 minus 56 gets you 24. So now we just have a one step. It's 6x equals 24. So then we get x equals 4. So each cost of the apple pie is only $4. Lemon meringue was $14. And that would be a 1 solution. So the next problem will be the special case. So once again, rewrite the problem. We have 2x plus 8y equals 6. Negative 5x minus 20y equals negative 15. Now let's multiply. I'm going to make the negative 5 opposite and keep the 2. And then we're going to just distribute. So then we have 10x plus the 40y equals 30. Then we have negative 10x minus 40y equals negative 30. Now, magic is going to happen here. If you notice, the x's are opposite, so they're going to cross out. The y's are opposite, so they're going to cross out. So we're left with nothing on the left. And then 30 plus negative 30 is also nothing. So this is actually a true statement. When we have a true statement, the answer is going to be infinitely many solutions. So there are no ordered pair. The x and y wipes out, so we can't have one solution. It's a true statement, so it cannot be no solution. So the answer is infinitely many solutions. Now on slide number 12, we're going to discover what happens when it's a false statement. So once again, we're going to write down our problem. Now, remember, make one opposite. Does not matter which one's going to be opposite. So I'm going to make 3 opposite, and I'm going to keep that negative 1, and we're going to distribute. So negative 3 times a negative x is a positive 3x. Minus that 21y, and then negative 15, because you're multiplying all the way across the equal sign. And then we have negative 3x. Negative and a negative make it a positive. And then negative 1 all the way times negative 5 gets you a positive 5. So these x's go away. The y's go away. We're left with 0. However, the right-hand side does not go away. Negative 15 plus 5 gets you negative 10, which this is a false statement. So once again, the x's and y's wipe out, so we can't have an ordered pair. When you have a false statement like this, it means no solution. Now, the same idea applies with slide number 14 and slide number 16. So the only concern that I have, you have to make sure that you make one of the numbers opposite when you're multiplying. And just make sure that you take your time and distribute correctly. Because one small mistake could lead you between the difference of a infinitely many and no solution. One thing that I'm noticing, especially with this problem, some of your y's look like 4s. So make sure that you know that it's negative y. So then we have, and you can put a 1 in front if you want. That's fine. I'm going to make the 4 opposite by making it a negative. And I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by 2. So remember, we're just switching 1, keeping 1. Does not matter which one you choose. And now we just distribute. So then we have negative 8x. And then we have negative 4 times negative y, which is a positive 4y. And negative times a negative is a positive 4. So then we have our second equation. 2 times 4x is 8x. 2 times negative 2, which is a negative 4y. And then 2 times negative 2 all the way on the other side is a negative 4. So then our x's cross out, our y's cross out when we add these two together. So when they cross out, do not write the x or y. And then 4 plus negative 4, once again, is a true statement. So our true answer is infinitely many solutions. Let's confirm. Click that. Yes, we did it right. And remember, the x's and y's wipe out, so we don't have to fill out that table. And then the last slide, slide 16, we're going to do the exact same thing. Now, it's okay that that y coefficient is a decimal in the second equation. It does not matter. Now, if you guys are getting better at this and realize that you just have to multiply the second equation by negative 6, that would be fine. I'm sorry, multiply by a positive 2. That would be fine. Because then that would get you a negative 12. So we're going to multiply the first equation by a positive 6, and then multiply the second equation by 12. All right, so you're going to want to multiply. Okay. Let me exit out of the calculator so you can see. So we're going to multiply 6 times 12. Which is going to get you 72. And please don't forget the x. You have to remember to write the variables. Then 6 times negative 13 is going to be a negative 78. And then don't forget the variables. And then all the way across the equal sign, 6 times 2 gets you that 12. Now 12 times a negative 6 gets you negative 72x. Now 12 times 6.5 gets you a positive 78. Once again, don't forget that y value. And then 12 times negative 2 gets you negative 24. So the x's cross out, the y's cross out, we're left with nothing. And then be careful here, 12 plus negative 24 gets you a negative 12, which is a false statement. So then that would be a no solution. Because 0 can never equal negative 12. So let's just confirm. All right, we know we did it right. Since the x's and y's canceled out, we definitely don't need this table. So it cannot be one solution. And it's a false statement, so that's why it is a no solution.